Thank you all for being here at this meeting of the Philomath Renewal Agency. Today is Wednesday, May 7th, 2025. The time is 5:36. We're calling this meeting to order. We'll start with a roll call. Do you want to do a real roll call or like a go around the room roll? Okay, good.
She'll be coming in. Diane Crocker.
Here.
Kyle Cupp.
Here.
Nicole Hasley. Here. And Hunsaker.
Here.
Spencer Irwin.
Here.
Brent Caseman.
Here.
David Lowe.
Here.
Christopher McMorrin.
Here.
Deanna Montiel. Teresa Nielsen.
Here.
John Simonson.
Here.
Amanda Foley.
First order of business is, so that I don't have to do this anymore, electing a chair. And as we went over in our last meeting, we usually like to have the chair be one of the non-council members of the committee. So if there are any members of the committee who are not also on the city council and who are really oh, you know what, maybe we'll pause for a moment. Hello, you're right here. Jessica's over there. Great timing. I will just note your arrival, and we are at the order of electing a chair. Hence why I am chairing right now, because we have no chair. So as was discussed in the last meeting, the chair just facilitates the meeting, decides who to call on, tries to keep us on track, on time, make sure we're moving through the budget and making progress. And then the vice chair does that if the chair is not here. Does that make sense to everyone? Anything to add in? Any former chairs? Great. So, and for the folks who just joined us, we're on the Urban Renewal Agency, not the city. For a chair or
volunteers, sure.
Voluntations. Councilor Caseman.
If they're willing, I would move Nicole Hasley be the chair for the URA budget committee and Kyle Cupp as the vice chair.
Okay. We have a nomination. Well, let me see if there's maybe any other nominations. Councilor Crocker.
I would like.
Okay. We got a couple nominations here. Anything else? The floor is open. The voluntations. So then we have two nominations for chair, Nicole Hasley and John Simonson, and Kyle, I fear it may be you for vice chair. So I guess Nicole and John, are both of you interested in that? Or are either of you really not interested in that?
I will pass.
Okay, well, full. Then I'll move that we appoint Nicole Hasley as chair of the.
Just a chant.
Yeah, please.
I will miss the. I won't be here, but I'll zoom in for the next meeting if that
Okay.
makes a difference at all.
That maybe that means Kyle.
Then Kyle. Okay.
Yeah.
So
That's all you can do in this world. Okay, then I'll move we appoint Nicole Hasley as chair of the Urban Renewal Agency Budget Committee and Kyle Cupp as vice chair of the Urban Renewal Agency Budget Committee. Is that a second from Councilor Croc? Or excuse me, what the heck? Councilor Andrade. I've had a long time.
so much
Okay. Then would all those in favor please raise your hand and say aye? Aye. All those opposed say nay. I don't think the problem with so many people is I can't see everyone at the same time. Did anyone abstain or was everyone in favor? I feel like that was okay. That motion passes unanimously. And with that, I'll turn it over to Chair Hasley. Congratulations.
No.
Oh,
Sean, thank you.
he just said it before you, so now.
That's for if anybody starts getting out of order.
Yeah.
I'll get banned.
You throw it,
Okay. So we don't have a agenda to go off of. I'm just gonna wing this. Is it in there? Oh, I missed it. I'm sorry. I missed it. Looks like
Bring up.
everybody.
For everyone, so I'm going to start with the.
Start with our
I'll share with mine.
Okay, perfect. There's not, the agenda is not super helpful. It's just like, whole meeting to order, look at the budget, go home.
That's all right.
The best agendas. Short and sweet, right?
I don't think it's
Oh, no.
Do you guys feel like you need an agenda?
Yeah, that's through, I think.
Can I say before we get started that I very much appreciated the format and we talked about this and the little levity in between.
Yeah, I love that.
Yes, and that's the first thing. Anyway, thank you.
The upside down emoji sent me, like, just was the.
All right. Are we doing a separate roll call for just this meeting? Or the official roll call is good? Okay. It was for urban.
Yes.
Okay. Election. Okay. Approved minutes. Did we get a copy of the minutes from last?
Table it for the next meeting.
Just table it.
Table it.
So I'm looking for minutes. Oh, okay, just the promotion. Okay, I didn't know how official we're trying to make this. Okay.
You have power now.
Please.
We'll get a table and we'll bring them to the next meeting.
Okay, so we will table those for now. We'll get them out before, hopefully via SharePoint of some kind. Okay.
We'll have something for you.
All right, new business. Earl agency budget message. And that was on the first page.
Yes.
So everyone had a chance to read that over?
72.
You turn it over for this.
And we're gonna turn that over to Chris Workman.
And this is one of the few times that I just read it because I can read it quicker than I can summarize it. Dear Budget Committee and citizens of Philomath, this document contains a proposed budget for operating the City of Philomath Urban Renewal Agency for fiscal year 2025-26. The Urban Renewal Agency was originally established to improve the blighted areas of the downtown area. The Downtown Safety and Streetscape Project was completed last year, which reconstructed the road surfaces, widened sidewalks, narrowed crosswalks, and added pedestrian amenities such as benches, trash receptacles, and decorative lighting along the highway couplet. The Urban Renewal District has limited funds left until it reaches its maximum indebtedness and enters into the phase of repayment and sunset. Following completion of projects identified in the Urban Renewal Plan this year, the district will bring in an urban renewal expert next year to assist with this transition. I want to thank City Council and surrounding tax districts for their continued support of the Urban Renewal District over the years. It has dramatically changed the character of Philomath and has been a huge success. Special thanks to the Budget Committee members for the important role that you have taken on in reviewing these budget documents. I welcome and look forward to the feedback respectfully submitted, Chris Workman.
Thank you. Have any?
I take over.
Yes, so yeah,
Okay, so I'm just moving
now
on.
we're
Yep, okay.
yeah.
So now we're gonna go to part two, reviewing the budget documents. Mike?
Yep.
You got it.
I got it, all right. Page 73 and page 74, you will find in
page 75. So page 75 is a summary of the budget. Our big, look at it on page 73. Page 73 is the narrative from last year. We didn't want to get too much fancy with this one because it's pretty simple. As like Chris alluded to, we're in the final stages of URA. We have approximately $645,000 available for projects. That's noted on page 74. We have debt payments next year of $224,000, and next year we can start prepaying the debt if we wanted to. We're hitting the mode. Once we spend that 645, we're going to be in sunset mode, and so all we're going to be doing is paying debt. But you know, if you notice, we got a $1.8 million ending fund balance. We could probably start paying that debt down and probably be off in maybe 3 years. That's what I'm thinking. I mean, there's not much left.
Okay.
But like I said, we turn into basically we're paying debt and that's it. We have some projects that we could probably do. I'm sure Chris has some in his mind what he wants to do. That's pretty much it. We have the $10,000 that he alluded to for the consultant. We still have some engineering fees in case we need it. And believe it or not, we have to pay an ethics commission fee every year for this particular one. Why? I don't want to look it up and figure out why. So, any questions?
Okay, go ahead, Chris.
Um,
Or recognizes Chris first.
Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome, sorry.
Well, I was just going to say, for some of the newer members of the committee, I don't know how deeply we went into what an urban renewal agency is. Do people understand what an urban renewal agency is, or should we talk about that for a second? Does that make sense?
I can talk through it real briefly, just a quick overview. So, I'll go real high level, but try to be concise at the same time, because there's entire seminars you can take on urban renewals.
Yes. The elevator pitch.
The elevator pitch is urban renewal districts are formed to, as I said earlier, to focus in on concentrated, blighted areas in your community, areas that are not developed to their full potential. So it could be areas that are run down, could just be areas that aren't improved, right? Or it could be a combination of those. So way back when the Urban Renewal Agency was first started, it was identified that the downtown area of Philomath was blighted, as in it wasn't fully developed to its greatest potential. It lacked water lines and sewer lines. It lacked investments in the streetscapes, and there were several areas and projects identified in that urban renewal plan. You can think of it as a list of projects that were going to be done with X amount of dollars to do that. And so that money gets identified as this is how much it would cost to do these projects. And then the way that it usually works is a governing entity, the Urban Renewal Agency. In this case, Urban Renewal Agency happens to also be the members of the city council. It's not always the case, but it's typically the case. So the Urban Renewal Agency members vote to install the plan, and then they vote to take out debt to do those projects identified in the plan. As those projects are completed, well, money is borrowed, projects are completed, and then once those projects are completed, then property values can start to increase, because now you've got developed property where it used to be blighted property. As property values increase, that new tax revenue coming in is captured by the Urban Renewal Agency and goes to pay off that debt. Until the debt's paid off. When the debt's paid off, now you have a non-blighted area, a fully improved area of the community that's property tax values have increased, and the debt's been paid for with those increased property taxes. And so there's been a couple bumps along the way with Philomath in there. We had one, we expanded it in 2008, 2009, I think the year was, maybe 2010. It got expanded. When we did the water and the sewer lines on Main Street, it got expanded again to include over top of those lines so they could be installed. But for the last 10 plus years, the highlight of urban renewal has been to do the streetscape project, that downtown safety streetscape project. And so rather than go into debt and do that big project and then pay it back over time, we've been planning the project, trying to get additional funds to come into it from ODOT specifically. We tried to get some federal grants, we tried to get some state grants, but at the end of the day, we ended up paying for it with ODOT funds and urban renewal funds. And we did it a little bit backwards, that we collected all the money as we were trying to figure out, or trying to accumulate enough other funds to complete the project. Now we've completed the project, but we didn't have to go into a lot of debt because we had a lot of cash saved up. So we've spent that money on the project. We have some outstanding debt still that will need to get paid off. But the last project we'll probably be looking at with urban renewal dollars is going to be one of the council priorities, which is the property at 14th and Main. Inside of a growth boundary, we want to do some environmental cleanup there and do some development on that site. So that's going to eat up the rest of the $600,000. Then we'll hit what we call our maximum indebtedness, which means we were only approved to borrow so much money during the life of a renewal. So when we spend that extra $600,000, we'll have hit that number. We can't borrow any more money. We can't go into any more debt. All we can do is pay back the debt. And then the renewal district, as we say, it sunsets. It essentially just goes away. So that's how they're used. It's very common to use them for downtown areas, industrial areas. In Philoma's case, it's been focused on our downtown areas. So in big summary for us specifically, all of College Street got built out and developed under urban renewal. And then again, the streetscapes project, the purchase of the New Spawn property, which was 14th and Main, and then hopeful future development of that 14th and Main Street property will be high level, kind of the bigger costs that we underwent and that we paid for with urban renewal dollars. Any questions?
Answer you.
A long elevator ride, but I tried to cover everything.
Thank you, Chris. I recognize Diane.
Just a quick question. In the last 3 tabs, that percent of change column is gone. Is there a reason for that? Because I liked that.
I'm sorry, Diane,
Very informative.
I only put it on ones that had payroll. I could go back and review it for the final product. Maybe.
Eyeball it too, but I really did. think
Okay,
that was
next
very
year I'll put them on every one of them. Okay, sorry about that.
Thanks, Diane. Chris?
I just wanted to clarify the on page 73, the cash balance forward at the top says estimated cash balance June 30th, 2026. Should that be 2025?
Yes.
Okay, and then same thing down below at ending fund balance. It says projected cash flow to begin 25-26 here. I'm assuming that should be 26-27.
That'll be next year.
Okay, okay.
26, yeah,
Well, are we starting 25-26?
next year.
No, we're doing it this year.
In
Like the-
25.
Like, isn't this the budget for the 25-26?
It's the projected cash flow to begin the 25-26. We're doing the 25-26 year, right? I worked 6 years at a time.
Oh, starts in July. Oh, fiscal.
We're doing fiscal
Fiscal.
year
You're right, fiscal.
25-26.
Thank you for fiscal.
But,
That was the
but
one.
isn't the ending fund balance what we'll have?
I know it says ending fund, I can change that verbiage.
Oh, okay. I guess, so that,
That's where I think it's confusing for you.
so what's the difference between the cash balance forward and the ending fund balance?
Not a thing.
But they're different numbers.
What are you talking, oh, where?
Down at the very bottom, the ending fund balance, projected cash flow to begin 25-26 fiscal
That's
year.
1.86.
So I guess the way I read this, that's what we would be left with at the end of this upcoming.
I believe, Mike, the very first one, the 1.777, that should be June 30, 2025.
That's right, that's June,
Okay,
right,
cash
that
balance
should be
forward.
25, right.
Okay.
That's this year, right.
Right. But then,
And then the other one is for the ending of this current year, it begins the next year. Confusing the railroad. I should have probably just said June 30th, 2025. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. This one here is 24. Wait a minute here. I'm getting confused. I work in too many months, or too many years. All right, the beginning, okay. Okay, at the end of next year,
yes, that's
it'll
what.
be the 1.8 at the end
Okay,
of next
so
year.
that should be to begin the 26-27 fiscal year.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Okay. Sorry about that.
No, you're good, thank you.
Sure. I'm just gonna get rid of that and say June 30th.
Changes. I've won.
Yeah, I've got them. I've got them in my book, so this is my book. Okay.
Any other questions? Going once. Okay. can move on from that and open up the floor to public comments from the Zoom meeting. Is that how that's gonna work? And you are one participant, it looks like. That's us. Assume that's a go, a pass. Or do we give it time or just move on? Okay, move on. Okay, looks like our next meeting is May 21st at 5:30.
We're at the end.
Okay, so got the time?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, starting the time at 5:56. Do I really have to?
You don't have to, but
Yeah, you do.
No, I can't. Okay, I didn't. Gentle practice that. That was just the urban renewal.
okay. And then just give Crystal a second. Are we gonna end the recording and stuff?